Yeah, what's up? Decided to go live because it's way easier for me to make the videos. Before I was recording it on my phone and then up, transferring it to my laptop and then uploading it from my laptop, doing a little bit of editing here and there just to make the videos cleaner. But if I did make a mistake, it's live and who cares? Because I don't care. That's the whole point of the video. The video today is just it's on ego, and I feel like having no ego is the same as having a massive ego. And I've always thought for a long time now, maybe for like 4, 5 years, everything in life is circular. Like everything just links back to itself. The beginning is the end, and the end is the beginning. So when you think about how can I get rid of my ego, it's the same as how big can my ego get? How can I become world? Okay, so the example I have is sometimes I think like all the people. Okay, let me start with this. Sometimes I think about all the people who don't know just how good they are, whether that be like them in specific areas or in general. And when I say how good, I mean like having a fair judgment of who they are, their capabilities, what they can do. You know, having an understanding of where their exact ability is. Fuck, fuck is this? Okay, and I guess when you have an ego, you become consumed by the idea of like perfect. How can I be perfect? But it's near impossible, and I don't think humanly. I don't think it is possible. Therefore, okay. Therefore, I'm going to retract what I said. It is impossible, and I think everyone in life needs to find something and stick to it, and they want to complete, but they know that they just never will. So, if we take, for example, Mike Tyson spent his entire life getting to the top of his field, which was, I believe, heavyweight boxing. And it was when he came to the top, when he got to the top finally, when he accomplished all his dreams, that was when he felt the incompleteness. Because um, I was speaking to my friend about this the other day, and he said when Mike Tyson became heavyweight champion of the world, he very quickly fell into a very like severe and long. I don't know if it was a depression, but like a depressive state. So it was the sense of completing something, the sense of him becoming perfect. He is the number one boxer in the world, which also made stem his sense of incompleteness and hopelessness. So it's that circular structure again. For me, when I was a kid, I wanted to become like the number one mathematician or number one physicist. And I knew back then that's not going to be possible because God, you got to be fucking smart for that. But even now, I think to this today, and I think if I work hard enough, I know I can do it. But regardless, I never will be the number one mathematician or number one physicist, and that's strictly because half of the reason is because when I get to the top, I'm gonna have to keep searching for more, and there's not gonna be any more to search for. And the other half of the reason is even if I'm at the top, math itself is incomplete. And thinking about that, it's strange how like, we live in a world, we live in a universe with everything around us, and we don't even know what anything is entirely. Like we still can't. I can't remember the formula. I think it's for the Higgs boson. There's like a massive formula which just states the composition of everything. Absolutely. Um, it's weird how we don't even know like what we are, what we're in. We don't know the building blocks of the universe and everything around us. Like we've become comfortable. We have to become comfortable in not knowing. I sidetracked a bit from the ego, but when I was younger, and when I say younger, I mean like 17 or 18. So that's 2 years ago now, because that's when my life really started. I was very encapsulated by my ego. That's what my partner used to tell me all the time. But I always spoke differently because of my like I feel like I know my capabilities. And then eventually some time passed, and I went through some events and stuff happened and whatever, and it caused a massive change in the self, of me, my being, my ego, my states, consciousness, even. And I saw a beginning in the unraveling, an awakening in my mind and my soul. Now I think back to like the time when I had an ego, and I don't even think I was far off. But I compare. Okay, I've lived a very strange life. I've gone through some strange occurrences, and like everyone around me, like this isn't just for the internet. Oh, I'm an outcast. Oh, look at me, I'm so cool. Everyone around me would, yeah, they'd say, yeah, this guy is just different. Like, not even. I don't think it's bad different. I hope it's not bad different. But very often I get told, yeah, you're just one of a kind, you're unique. You don't meet someone like you, and it's from the get go. Someone says, yeah, when I met you, your energy was different, and it's I don't know if they're compliments, but it's statements like that being said to me, which really make me understand that you can't really compare myself to the average person. So when I do say, even when I was unawakened, when I was a younger kid, and you know, I hadn't had all the experience yet to get me to my first awakening, I would still say my sense of the self and my sense of ego was quite accurate to where I was at. Like, even though my ego was there, however little or monstrous it may have been, it would kind of been that big, because if it was big, it being massive would be the same as me having no ego. And today I would like to say, yeah, I have no ego anymore. Like, I don't really care. I read a quote like just moments before this. Fake people have an image to maintain. Real people just don't care. And yeah, I think that's entirely true. And I think ego is just such a fan. What was I saying? Yeah. So I feel like even when I was unawakened and I judged myself, I felt like it was accurate. Whereas if you compare the average person who's unawakened and you say, "How good are you at this?" They'll say, "Oh, I'm amazing. I can do that." And then they won't ever come to a realization unless they've given their or they've been put into a position where they can have an awakening and understand themselves and their ego and go from there. But that being said, I think ego is the most important thing someone can have. But what happens? But having it is one thing, and then what happens to you when it dissolves is even better. So again, it's that circular structure. And what I mean by that is, ego is the driving force behind absolutely everything. No, it's not a driving force. Ego is the stopping force, the declining force behind everything in our lives. Like, it's from, do I want to go up to that girl? No, I think I'm not. I don't think I'm her type. Or I can get this job because I know I'm smart enough. Ego is the stopping force. Where will I stop myself? That's what ego is. And the opposite with ego would be, I believe it's id. Was it? And then there's another concept called so there's ego, id, which is do it, do it, do it, indulge. Ego is stop, you're not good enough, whatever. And then you in the middle you get super ego, which balances the two of them. And when you think about dissolution of the ego, it's more about, I'm gonna go up to that girl because I don't care about the outcome. It's win-win, because either I go up to her and it's successful and we get to know each other, or I don't go up to her and we never get to know each other. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong way. So either I go up to her and it's successful, we get to know each other, or I go up to her and we don't get to know each other. But with the second option, I go up to her and we don't get to know each other because she doesn't like me. Even if I didn't, so if I were to not do any of those options where I'm going up to her, I would be left with that anyway. I wouldn't get to know anyway. So you may as well just say, yeah, fuck it, do it, because that's the only option which leaves you with another option. I don't know if that makes sense. Sometimes I speak confusingly. And then if we think about full id is indulge. Yeah, just go up to her because I'm the greatest. Id, go up to her because what, obviously you won't reject me because I don't know if I've got those two right. I hope so. But yeah. So when you think about dissolution of the ego, it's like your id has been, this is the ego, has been consumed by the ego, and it no longer needs to be regulated by the superego, and it's like the superego goes on top. I don't know one thing, some sort of infinity cycle between the superego going down to the ego into the id, which maintains itself on its own now, and it communicates. These two on their own will communicate to the ego, and I believe it puts you in a more powerful position. But I don't know if I was waffling. I hope that did make sense. My hair looks like a mess, but I don't care. And yes, if you do find this video, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. How can I improve these videos to make myself? I know I need to speak better, but anything like topics or yeah. Okay, thank you.